Here's the scenario. You have a client, they find you on Facebook or Instagram. They seem semi normal, but they say things like, nobody's ever gotten my hair right. Or they want a very unrealistic inspiration picture that they found on Instagram. They tell you they haven't had their hair done in 4 years. They tell you how important it is to them. And they really have maybe set up unrealistic expectations for themselves. You go ahead and take them anyway. You go against your gut instinct and things go horribly wrong. The client goes wild. I want to give you guys some tips and tricks to navigate when this happens, how to troubleshoot, and how to handle it when things just get completely out of control. So I have a story for you guys, and I have permission to share this. We have a stylist in one of our salons, incredibly talented, only has positive reviews, has worked for us for a little while, has never had anybody say anything negative, an incredible business owner, and just an all around honest, ethical, good person. She had a client reach out on Facebook and want calico hair. I'm sure you guys have seen it. It's not a service that I personally would wanna perform because it's really challenging. It's like chunks of blonde and red and black, and it's big pieces, and it's very artistic to create. It's very hard to maintain. It's very hard to meet expectations. However, a lot of stylists can do this, and I've seen some beautiful pictures on the internet. So this client reaches out, wants this service. She says she hasn't had her hair done in 4 years, that there's absolutely no color on her hair. In fact, she uses the term virgin hair. And this is all my interpretation of what my stylist has told me. So if I get a few of the facts wrong, I apologize. I'm just repeating the story as I heard it from my stylist. So the client and the stylist do a very thorough consultation. And as a stylist, you're going to do this with a new client who wants something that may or may not be accomplished. The stylist lets her know that because her hair is virgin, it's dark black virgin hair, she thinks that she can accomplish it and that she can get her really close to the results she wants. However, it is going to cost $508. It technically might be more than that. It's an all day process. It's going to take a lot of color. However, she promises to cap the service at $508, even if it goes over that time frame that she's allotted, even if it uses more color. And she's used a very specific calculation to come up with this number based on the client's hair, the information she's given her about having virgin hair that hasn't been touched or cut in 4 years, and the client's expectations. The client agrees to this. She lets her know that we're going to do our best to get here and that she's going to do everything in her ability to get the results that she wants. So they start the service, and come to find out, the client does not have virgin hair. The hair has been colored before. It's towards the bottom of the hair. It's not lifting, and they run into problems. And this is what happens when a client is not completely honest about what their hair has on it. Now, I don't know if this client just doesn't understand that even though it's been more than 6 months, the amount of color that's on the hair, the fact that the hair has been colored does matter. It is not virgin hair if it's ever been touched by color. Maybe they think because they haven't had it done in a while, it's not there. But because the hair hasn't been cut in 4 years, it's obviously still on the hair if it's been done in the last 4 years. So the results were not ideal based on the situation, the time that was allotted, and the money that the client wanted to spend. So the client leaves the salon and, of course, pays, she tips and reaches out and says, I'm not happy with the results. Our stylist says, I completely understand my policy, which she does have listed on her website and is very common for salons, is I want to get you where you want to be. I'm not going to charge you anything and I'm going to get you in quick. So she's like, I can get you in on Saturday, which is the next time the client can come in. I will do whatever we need to get it right. I'm so sorry you don't like your results. The problem is that your hair was not virgin, as we discussed, and that I used the wrong formulation based on the information I had. It Now I know and I can do better. The client agreed. She says, I'll be there on Saturday. Let's fix it. So, not long after that, the stylist goes on Facebook and sees on a very popular Facebook group that the client has posted pictures and has completely bashed her. I mean, it's basically asking for advice, but in a very misleading way. And it says something along the lines of, I went in to have my hair done. I have virgin hair. It's never been touched with color. I haven't had it done in 4 years. I was so excited to get this service done, and the stylist ruined my hair. She didn't talk to me about how much it was going to cost. She, you know, didn't do what I asked her to do. And she still charged me $500, and she let me walk out of the salon looking like this. And she posted very close up, very strange pictures of her hair. If anything, the hair was not ruined in any way. It was not damaged beyond what is normal color damage. It just basically had minimal results. So instead of having the high contrast, dramatic look she wanted, you just didn't have a lot. So everybody chimes in. She's like, what should I do here? And so everybody starts chiming in, comments from people who know nothing about the situation, who don't understand hair. Get your money back. She's a scam artist. Who is she? We need to know who this person is. We need to make sure nobody ever goes to her again. She stole from you. I can't believe you let somebody steal from you. Tell her you want your money back. And then there were a few reasonable voices were like, well, hey, based on your hair, I'm a stylist. It looks like you might have previously colored your hair. I can tell by looking. If that's the case, the stylist might not have been able to accomplish what they want in one session. Did she offer to redo your hair? At which point the person comments with, I reached out to her and she said I could come back, but she was very rude and very short and she blamed me, which is not true. It was just a very honest, transparent conversation saying, here's the reason why the results didn't happen the way I wanted them to, and here's how we can fix it. So this post gains like 250 comments. My stylist is panicking. She's asking me things like, is my career ruined? And I'm like, no, it's one Facebook group. And if one mistake ruined your career, none of us would have a career. Believe me, I've made mistakes. I've just made bad choices on somebody's hair and they've given me negative reviews and I've handled it. And that's just part of being a stylist. We cannot hit home runs every single day, every single time. We do our best. We want you to be happy. We never go in to intentionally make you upset, but it's hard. Our job is hard. So, she's crying. She's very upset. She might not have been crying, but she was borderline crying. I could hear in her voice just how upset she was. So she reached back out. The client was commenting on every single post, like, I tried all that. She's unreasonable. She scammed me. She puts our stylist's name. So our stylist reaches back out and says, hey, I have you down for Saturday, but I saw your post and I'm just wondering if you still want to keep that appointment. The post seems like maybe you don't feel comfortable coming back. So of course the client reaches back and says, I want a refund. Everybody says that you scammed me and you ruined my hair and I don't trust you and I don't feel comfortable and I don't feel like you're a good person because of what you did to me and how you did my hair. And I don't think you know how to do hair. So my stylist says, well, my policy is that I do not give refunds, but I do want to, I do want to correct this situation. I do want to make it right. I'm so sorry. I'm a human. I do make mistakes. And this post is so, so hurtful to me and my business. And I promise that I want to fix it. I want to make it right. And now that I have the information, I can. And the girl comes back and says, give me my money back. I'm not coming in. You're a scammer. And, just very unreasonable and very rude. And the way this post is going, you can see that the client is very much trying to incite the comments. She's enjoying it. It's not about actually wanting advice. It's about seeing a bunch of people on her side and that everybody's commenting and feeling bad. And every time she comments, she does even more that's untrue and more about what the stylist did to her. And it's just gotten really out of control. So my stylist starts getting bizarre messages. The salon starts getting bizarre messages. I mean, like, bizarre, like, F you, you're a bitch, you stole, your business should go under. I'm going to make sure your business goes under. I mean, very threatening. I mean, even threatening to come in, threatening to find our salons. They send me, I'll never come here. We're going to all, get together and we're going to ruin your salon and ruin your business. And then the comments start turning into, let's all get on and do everything we can to make this stylist basically nobody ever go to her again. And so they're kind of plotting on how to do reviews and how to basically ruin someone's career based on very little information. And most of the information is just untrue. It's just not a true account of what happened. Maybe it's her version of the story, but it's just honestly not the truth. And I know this because I know the stylist. So I go on to the moderators of the group and I say, listen, you've got a post. It's getting a lot of attention and it's causing threats to my stylist. And I'm worried about her safety. And I would like for you to either take the post down or take the comments off or do something to protect the stylist. So they come back and say, well, this isn't against our rules. And we think your stylist did a bad job and she basically deserves what she has coming to her in a nicer way. She deserves, for people to know what she did to this client, blah, blah, blah. And I at this point, I'm not going to engage and explain what happened because I can see that I'm dealing with somebody who is not reasonable. Somebody who says that the punishment for doing a bad service is that people threaten to burn down your salon or cause you physical harm, right? That's not reasonable. So I come back and say, listen, we're fine with bad reviews. We have plenty of bad reviews. We have plenty of good reviews. Like that's not the thing. The thing here is safety and that we're inciting a crowd and that it's becoming dangerous at this point. So they come back again and say, we're not going to help. And then they block my stylist. So my stylist can no longer see the comments. So basically people are able to attack her, to find her. Her name is posted, her information is posted, but she has no way to see it or know what she has coming. And this goes on for a couple of days. So I tell her, and this is what I would tell anybody. We're going to do whatever we can to make this person go away. And some people won't go away, but sometimes it means breaking policy. So I said, you've got two options. One, you can just not engage. You can completely ignore, you can repeat your policy, and then you can just disappear and just hope that she gets tired and the attention stops and she goes away. Or two, you can offer like a partial refund because she's already said, will you give me a partial refund? And say, listen, I'm going to give you a partial refund. I'm sorry it didn't work out. I just ask that you leave me alone, leave my business alone, stop commenting, stop reviewing. And that's our agreement. So in the end, the stylist, even though she feels like it goes against her policy and doesn't feel like it's the right thing to do, she offers the partial refund. The client accepts the partial refund, agrees to stop posting, and then goes on, edits her post, and says, oh my gosh, I can't believe this stylist. She only offered me a partial refund after what she did to me. I don't think I should accept it, And then so the comments start again. That's so wrong. After what she did, she should pay for you to go get your hair done somewhere else. Like just re-incites the crowd, comments on everything. I know I'm devastated. I don't have any money and this was my gift to myself and my hair is completely ruined, and keeps the crowd, even though she's agreed, taken the partial refund, been offered a full service to correct it, even with the partial refund, like we've done everything in our power to correct the mistake at this point. So after she accepts the money, takes the money, has the pending go away, she then issues a chargeback on the credit card. So now she's gotten her partial refund for 260 something dollars and she's canceled the payment to the stylist for 560. So now the stylist is not out just the 260, she's out 700 and $800 more than she even charged the client and spent all day. So now we realize this is probably a scam artist. Most clients wouldn't think to do that. Like they wouldn't think to do a chargeback. It seems like something that maybe was planned or has been done before. So at this point, the client is still having people reach out to us, still leaving negative reviews online, posting it all over her Facebook, posting it on our Instagram, having people comment all over my stylist posts, really bullying, even though she's been offered a refund. Exactly everything she asked for, she has been given. She's agreed not to say anything, and she's still acting up. So at this point, our only option is to use all the information we have, the emails showing that there was a partial refund given, showing that there was agreement to stop online bullying, showing all the online bullying, showing that the client has been refunded the amount that they agreed for, and to try to say the chargeback is incorrect and that it's fraud. And that's what my stylist chose to do. I mean, there's other actions you can take. It's technically defamation of character at this point. There's a lot of things you could do. You could take her to small claims court, which it's a lot of work. It's a lot of hassle. It is an option. But at this point, all we can do is fight the chargeback and go no contact. So we're basically blocking the client. We are not engaging with this person because engagement clearly makes them excited. They're enjoying the attention. They're enjoying what's happening, whether it's negative or positive. And my stylist is devastated. And here's where I want to give the tips and tricks beyond going no contact or whether to follow your policy or whether or not to. And I don't know if there's anything we could have done differently, especially with the moderators not agreeing to work with us. Eventually, they messaged back and said that they turned off comments. I, it had like 300 comments before they turned off comments. So the damage had been done. The people were still reaching out 4 or 5 days later. It really got out of hand. And I think that if you own a Facebook group, you should be more ethical, but that's a different Glam Chats. The the tip I want to give you is that one person can't ruin your career. One bad review, one group, one bully can't ruin your career. And the only thing you can do is be validated in knowing that you did the right thing, that you offered everything that followed your policies, that you went above and beyond and gave money back, that you apologized, that you did everything you can to make it right. And beyond that, there's nothing you can do. And my biggest recommendation is to not engage with the client, to go no contact and to try to move on and let it be a lesson. And we see this a lot with Instagram and Facebook clients. Unfortunately, we need to look for red flags. Anytime a client says, I've never liked my hair, a stylist has never gotten it right. All stylists are too expensive nowadays. Um, I haven't had my hair done in 5 years. Sorry, guys, but it is a little bit of a red flag that somebody hasn't had their hair done in 5 years. It's not an insult. Like, I understand some people can't afford it. That's a different story. But if somebody says, I haven't had it done in 5 years and then brings a photo of something absolutely wild and crazy, total change, there's a lot of times that this person has really high expectations and you're not going to be able to please them. They don't understand that it's just hair. This is like a huge event in their life to get it done. And so it's just a lot of pressure. And I've had clients who haven't had their hair done in a long time and I do it and they're in love and they're so happy and they become regular and they start getting it done more. But more times than not, I've had somebody come in with very dark hair that wants to go completely blonde. They've never had it done. They haven't had their hair done in 5 years. And then when we do it, they're not happy because they expect more out of the service than we can provide. Like, it's almost like coming in and wanting their whole life to be different because they got their hair done. And when it's not, they're disappointed. So think about that whenever you're talking to clients, when you're doing the consultation. And know that beyond doing a good consultation, doing your best work, when you don't hit a home run, offering to do it again for free to get it right, there's not a lot more we can do. And the only thing we can really do is just to move on, forgive yourself. Don't think that you need to end your career over this. Don't think that this is going to end your career. You're not for everybody, and that's okay. Remember all the people who do love what you do. Share your story, be vulnerable. If you want to tell a teammate about it or even a client that's really comfortable hearing that and that it's not going to ruin their appointment or doesn't feel like you're trauma dumping on them. If you want to share it with that client and just have people be on your side, it feels good to have that. It feels good to have reassurance and ask for help. I was really happy that the first thing that the stylist did was reach out to me and ask for my help and was vulnerable enough with me to allow me to step in and do everything I can. And also just take my advice whenever I said, hey, this happens. You're an amazing stylist. You're an amazing person, and you have to move on. And you maybe need to do some things that are healing for you. Maybe sage your station, maybe put some crystals out if that's what you're into. Maybe talk to somebody, maybe get a massage, whatever you need to do to let it go. Let it go. These things happen, and you're going to run into absolutely wild people. And I'm sorry if I've said crazy and if that has a connotation that it shouldn't. I'm talking about people who are clear scam artists, people who can't be pleased, and people who have intent to hurt, which is what I believe about this client. And know that the punishment to them, like if you feel like it's not fair and you want to get back at them, is that they are living their life in a place where they think that it's okay to do that to someone, where they think it's okay to bully on the internet, where they're unhappy and where they're unreasonable. And that's the world that person has to live in. And that's the punishment, not necessarily anything you do to them, not taking them to small claims court, not to getting on and saying mean things about them online and doing it back. The punishment is just that they are who they are and they have to live that way until they heal and grow, if they ever do. So I encourage you guys to really think about those times in your career where you questioned whether it was an industry you want to be in, whenever you had a really difficult client who made you question your ability, who made you question your ethics, who really challenged you, and take a lesson from that in confidence, in knowing that you are an incredible stylist, an incredible person, and that you honestly want to do the right thing by people, and that not every service you do is going to be a home run, and that's okay. So offer yourself forgiveness. Remember that there are clients out there who are wild, clients that are red flag clients, and take that into account whenever you start the service or don't do the service at all. It's totally okay to say no. So thanks for tuning in. Like and subscribe wherever you're listening. Let me know that you like it, comment, tell people about the podcast. I really do want to talk about real life experiences, how it affects people's lives, how it feels to be bullied and attacked. And this is not just about this one stylist. This is about all of us and how it feels as a service provider to not be treated kindly. Hopefully I can get my stylist on to give her insights on the story, especially if you guys like this. She can tell her story a little bit more and we can go into just how crazy this whole situation got over the course of a week. Thanks, guys. I will talk to you soon. Have a great week, and thanks for tuning in.